This week on UND Insider Weekly, men's hockey makes history as they play the first conference game in the NCHC. Women's hockey finish up their homestand with a series against Ohio State. And volleyball shows that they are human as they falter in northern Arizona but stay on top of the Big Sky standings. Coach Hardee will be in the coach's corner to talk about that, plus this weekend's games, including Thursday's North Dakota Strong match against Montana. It's hard to lose a loved one because of breast cancer. It can be even harder when it hits multiple family members. Men's Hockey Junior Mark MacMillan talks about how his family is affected by breast cancer. All this week on UND Insider Weekly. Welcome to UND Insider Weekly alongside Tom Miller and Brad Schlossman from the Grand Forks Herald and Paul Ralston from UND Athletics. I'm Tim Hennessy. Let's start things out, guys, and talk about volleyball. They finally got nipped by Northern Arizona. Talking with Coach Hardee, they lose 3 straight games in that one, but he said it was a lot closer than that. I guess in volleyball it can be closer than that. You don't win many games 25-0, do you?
No, I think the situation is that they caught Northern Arizona, who perennially is a very good program in the Big Sky. Maybe a little surly. They had gotten dropped by Northern Colorado on that Thursday night leading into that one, and maybe ran into a bit of a hornet's nest where, coming off a big win where they weren't really challenged on Thursday against Southern Utah. They rolled in that one. And it's just sometimes works out that way where the little bit of momentum and a few plays go against you and it kind of goes the other way. And so I think North Dakota, got a loss, but it doesn't determine their season. I think you get right back on the horse.
9-1 in the first half. Maybe get that loss out of the way. I don't know if pressure was built on them or not. What do you think, Brad?
I mean, I think it was inevitable at some time they were probably going to lose. You're probably not going to go undefeated in the Big Sky. Now they have a chance to go back through the second half of the schedule and play everyone for a second time. And there will be some more challenging games in there. I know a couple of road games that should be pretty difficult going out to Portland State, but we'll see how the second half goes.
Right now on top of the standings, Tom, that bodes well for crowds here at home, I think, number one. And number two, somewhere down the line, maybe a Big Sky Conference Championship. That's what they're zeroing in on.
Yeah, this has got to be a big weekend for home crowds when you got, the hockey team has the one exhibition, the football team's in Portland. Basketball season hasn't quite started yet, so there should be some interesting support for those Montana State matchups Thursday and Saturday.
The hockey team went to Oxford, Ohio for the first time ever to open the NCHC season. The players before, and even Coach Hackstall before that one, Brad said, this feels like non-conference. I think after they got into it, it probably felt a little more like conference, particularly going into Saturday night's game after a nice win on Friday.
Yeah, I think it might take some time for it to fully feel like conference game because, you go into a building that you've never been in before. It's a team that I don't think a single player on the roster was on the team the last time they played Miami, so a little bit of unfamiliarity, but this will probably develop into one of the great, I don't know if you can call it a rivalry yet, but I think it eventually will be. It'll never be Minnesota, but it might be on the line, same line as Denver. I can see that growing, and the first weekend there's some pretty entertaining games. So.
And Tim, the thing I thought of a Friday night, just listening to your goal calls, I don't think there was a pretty goal scored on Friday night. Nothing was really one of those picturesque goals, so to speak, and sometimes it takes that to win, don't you think?
Oh, you have to get, and they got a couple, I think, the next night as well. They got some fortunate bounces, as North Dakota got fortunate bounces the first night, but I was really impressed the way the team played, particularly the first period each night, right?
Yeah, that was one of the big question marks for me was you have a pretty young team and a lot of guys, you're going on the road, sold out crowd, #1 team in the country. And I mean, that might be the best team in the country. They have all their guys back pretty much from last season. And when you go out there and you're pretty much toe-to-toe with them this early in the year, that kind of surprised me. I didn't think that they would be, they played right with them. So that bodes well for the future.
Well, you play the top team in the country. You get a split in that series. Now you get a week where you play the U.S. development team before you get back into the NCHC against St. Cloud. Tom, I think maybe just a perfect time to have this week and next week and that one game in the middle, don't you think?
Yeah, and I imagine, Brad might be able to speak to that a little better, but Coach Hackstall might have an opportunity to see some guys that haven't been in the lineup yet, to get in the lineup and, earn their spot as you go forward. Because I think there are quite a few guys that are very borderline whether they're scratches or playing. So this just might be a good weekend to kind of give some guys some tryouts, basically.
Women's hockey, we were looking for the team. We thought maybe they'd roll the 4 straight WCHA wins. Ohio State put a damper on that in the Saturday night contest, but how'd they look?
You know, I saw both games this weekend, and I thought, you know, Friday was very encouraging the way they came out and jumped on Ohio State. Really put a lot of pressure at the forecheck early and kind of put Ohio State against the 8 ball. But what I did see from Ohio State, maybe a little different team from what I've seen from that program in recent years, is that they were more resilient. They kind of, you know, put it together after kind of getting avalanched early, and were really, I thought, solid as a good opponent for North Dakota throughout the weekend from that point onward in periods 2 and 3 on Friday, and then throughout the game on Saturday. The difference on Saturday was the goaltender for Ohio State was a big difference maker, and North Dakota was generating chances as the game wore on after a bit of a slow start in the first period Saturday. But I like the fact that these players are generating chances. I think they'll continue to finish on a little bit more higher percentage or higher clip going forward.
That goaltending through the whole women's conference is outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. You know, I think Alex Rigsby from Wisconsin is someone who they thought was going to be in the Olympics this year, but she's not. Ohio State's obviously getting some pretty good goaltending. Some other teams have some goalies back from last year who should improve on their numbers. And on top of all of that, you don't have any Olympians in the well, you don't have any American or Canadian Olympians. Obviously, Michelle Carvinen and some of those Finns will go over there. But without some of the really high-end scorers, that should help the goalie numbers too.
And take their fins and swim off to the Olympics. That's 6 program's best record through 6 games in program history. That seems odd to me.
That seems odd to me too. But I guess the fact that I didn't know that, or no one seems too excited about that in the women's hockey office, tells you where they've come. You know, if they had a start like that 5 years ago, you know, it would be, you know, buzzworthy, and now here they lose 1 game and they're upset about it. So,
well, and Ohio State's become kind of a thorn in their side early in the season, haven't they?
Yeah, more
year.
so going out there. This was, I think, the first time they beat him in Grand Forks in a while. So I'm sure they'll want to go out there now and get a sweep in Columbus when they go back out.
Well, you guys were sharp so far, that's for sure. Coming up, Coach Ashley Hardee discusses his team's last road trip in the last month of the regular season.
I got my first hunting dog when I was 17. My passion for pheasant hunting has taken off ever since. One thing I really enjoy about pheasant hunting is it's an active sport. If you're serious about pheasant hunting, you're going to be out there working for the birds. The gear that's available today is going to make your hunt just that much more enjoyable. Watching my own dog work, being out there with my friends, congratulating a buddy on a good shot, those are all things that I really like about upland hunting. I'm Judd Geese, and I'm an upland hunting expert at Shields.
Hey UND fans, on Saturday, October 26th, we'll be wearing one-of-a-kind North Dakota hockey jerseys, which will be auctioned off online at UNDsports.com to raise money for breast cancer research. We encourage fans to help us pink the rink by wearing North Dakota Strong t-shirts available at local retailers as we take on the U.S. Under-18 team. Learn more about the fundraiser at UNDsports.com/NDstrong and see you at the Ralph on October 26th.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king. Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
North Dakota Volleyball continues their hunt for a Big Sky Conference title with matches against Montana and Montana State this week at the Betty.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win.
The FCS Next.
But remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
UND basketball season is almost here, featuring great matchups at the Betty. Purchase a big game plan and secure your seats on the most anticipated games. Get 4 big games for North Dakota men's basketball, including the NDSU game, for only $40. North Dakota women's basketball big game plan, including the game with NDSU, only $30 for 4 great matchups. Lock in your tickets today and get your big game plans online at UNDsports.com or purchase in person at the Ralph Engelstad Arena.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
This Thursday, wear your pink as volleyball faces off against Montana in the North Dakota match at 7 o'clock. Then on Saturday, the team faces off against Montana State at 4 o'clock. Get your tickets at the Ralph Engelstad Arena box office or UNDsports.com. Coach Ashley Hardee joins us in the Coach's Corner to talk about those games plus the last month of the season. Ashley, thanks for joining us. A highly successful season so far, no doubt, but you came back from a road trip you lost from. What the heck's up with that?
Well, it's it's interesting the way you put that, but went down there to Northern Arizona, and they're a good team. They've been playing real well at home, and they got us on the home court there. A game where we just kind of popped out flat and tried to rebound from it in games 2 and game 3. They got after us really pretty good in game 1. And that got away from us pretty quickly. But in games 2 and 3, we kind of they built the lead. We fought back from it. We fought hard all night long, but we just couldn't quite get over the hump and get one of those games in our back pocket. And it might have made a difference had we, because they're a little bit of a younger team that plays a lot of emotion at home. But I give them credit; they played well.
Well, we had to jab you a little bit.
Yeah, right.
You look at the standings and how everything sets up right now in the Big Sky. You guys still sit atop, but there's kind of like 3 or 4 teams kind of right in the mix, basically chasing and pushing you a little bit, don't you think?
I think so. There's definitely 4 of us, and you could possibly add Montana to that mix as well. They're playing above 500, and they're right there. But Portland State, Idaho State, Northern Arizona, ourselves are a group of 4 that may end up separating ourselves. But Montana's got a lot of seniors. They're going to come in here on Thursday night and play well, and they just won their rivalry game against Montana State just recently. So we have a work cut out for us still. We've just made the turn now, so we got to go through the second half, and everybody's seen us once now, so this is the second time around the lineup, and we got to stay ahead and do a good job.
On the second time around, do you guys have to make a lot of changes just because everybody's seen you once, or how do you set up that second time around?
I think so. I think we have to keep improving for sure. Our overall game, but we can't keep setting the kids the same way we've done them all along. If we just want to look at our offense, who kind of leads the league in a couple of statistical categories, but I think people start to catch up to us if we keep doing the same thing. So
how much scouting yourself do you do?
I do a lot, but and not just me. Our coaching staff does a lot of it. We show the team video of the other teams and preparing them to play, even to get them comfortable with the other team. But for ourselves, we do a lot of it behind the scenes and try to just add little wrinkles and tweak things here and there just to keep the other teams off balance so they don't get too comfortable defending us. So
you look at just the situation of outside hitters. I know they kind of go hit or miss sometimes, basically, and you've had some games where they've hit really strong percentages for you, and you've had some games where they've kind of had games where they've had some low percentages. Tell me a little bit about kind of what a difference it makes and why some of those percentages kind of go on the low side sometimes to when they go on the high side.
Just for some general volleyball talk, it's if we pass the ball well and we pass the ball at the net, and Nikki has the ability to run our entire system and set who she wants, then we can create a lot of one-on-one situations, and the majority of our attackers are going to hit for a good percentage. If we pass the ball away from the net, well, that takes Lisa and Ronnie out of the mix a little bit, and then we have to force balls to Lexi and to Anna Piaski and to possibly Emily Thompson. It becomes easier to defend, where they're hitting in front of 2 blockers instead of 1, and their percentages are going to go down. So it really all kind of revolves around how we handle the ball and pass serve receive. And we didn't pass it very well against Northern Arizona. Give them credit. They hit some pretty tough serves and put some balls in places that were difficult for us. But we got to go out there. We got to handle that thing. We got to get the ball to Nikki in a good spot, and then so she can run our offense. And then we'll see those percentages stay up pretty high, even for a freshman like Anna, who may have ups and downs just being a freshman. But we can keep her at a pretty high level if we handle the ball well.
Where to improve? Defense, you say, for the most part?
I'd like us to be more consistent defensively. We've had some good performances in nights against Portland State and Idaho State were great, but there's been some other nights, and then Northern Arizona hit 299, almost 300 against us on the road, and that's not good enough. We need to be able to lock that in and be consistent, and we need to serve the ball better too.
Best of luck against the Grizz.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Coming up on Thursday night at the Betty. Still to come, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, along with the North Dakota Strong campaign continues. Brothers Mark and Mitch MacMillan talk about how their family has been impacted by breast cancer.
Very nice. Very good, everyone. There you go. That's really good. All right.
Makeup. We had a lot of fun shooting the picture for the United Way campaign poster. Now the real work begins.
We're so proud of our entire UND family for the wonderful support you gave last year. This year, UND Vice President Phyllis Johnson is the chair of the campaign. Our theme is investing in our community.
Everyone deserves to have quality education, a stable job, and the income to support good health and retirement. For some people, United Way is the stepping stone for this support. And with your help, we can change lives and create a brighter future for people here in our community.
When you receive your United Way packet, please consider investing in our community. The single goal of United Way is to help people.
So please join Marcia and me as we participate in this important campaign. United Way depends on all of us to make a difference, so please consider increasing your donation if you can. Together, we can help United Way reach its goal of just over $1 million. And thank you.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
I started hunting with my brothers and my dad. Hunting for me is getting away from everything, just getting out into the country, to the quiet. I enjoy hunting with my son more than anything. Someday he'll have memories like I have of hunting with my dad. There's just no better feeling when a customer says, you know, that gun you sold me last year worked perfect. That is, to me, what it's all about. I'm Leon Streifel, and I'm one of the hunting experts at Shields.
UND basketball season is almost here, featuring great matchups at the Betty. Purchase a big game plan and secure your seats on the most anticipated games. Get 4 big games for North Dakota men's basketball, including the NDSU game, for only $40. North Dakota women's basketball big game plan, including the game with NDSU, only $30 for 4 great matchups. Lock in your tickets today and get your big game plans online at UNDsports.com or purchase in person at the Ralph Engelstad Arena.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
The Emmy-nominated series Through These Doors returns this Thursday with an all-new episode as the team prepares to hit the road to take on Miami. The series resumes Thursday at 9 on UNDsports.com and Friday at 6:30 on Midco Sports Network. Well, nothing can test the resolve of a family like breast cancer. During the North Dakota Strong campaign, it gives student athletes a chance to raise awareness for the same disease that affected their families.
I think that's one reason that this is so near and dear to me. I've heard a lot of great things about my grandmother. I heard she's a great lady, and never having the pleasure of meeting her is obviously something that is very disappointing. It was my dad's mom, and kind of every time I bring someone up to my dad about her, I can see how emotional he is just thinking about her. So that just kind of makes me feel sad that I never got to meet her, knowing how much he's affected and the rest of our family's affected by losing her. See, on my dad's side, with the loss of his mom, I think anytime someone's family goes through losing someone close to them, especially probably earlier than they were supposed to lose them, it definitely brings you closer together and makes you kind of maybe not take for granted as much time you spend with each other, because you never know when something like that's going to affect you.
I mean, our family's been affected by it pretty immensely, but just like everyone knows somebody or like has a relative or a friend that's been affected by breast cancer. And my grandma passed away when I was, I believe, 1 or something, so I barely got to know her. She got to meet me a little bit, but she never got to meet Mark or our sister Alyssa. So she was passed away from breast cancer, and now we've had 2 aunts that have had been diagnosed with breast cancer but have survived it.
I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that I did never get to meet my grandma, and that's at a personal level, that I never got to meet her. So I know how other people feel, because I keep saying all the way through this is I think everyone is affected by breast cancer in some way. Whether it's someone close to you like my grandmother or my aunt, or a friend's relative, or I just feel like breast cancer is so common that someone is affected by it. So just getting a chance to do something like this to raise awareness and raise funds isn't only helping me and my family, but everyone in the world. I know the past few years they've been having the North Dakota Strong campaign, and this has kind of just ramped it up a little bit, but it's awesome. All the other teams are getting involved. We're having pink games for other events as well, and other student athletes are speaking like me who've been affected by breast cancer on a personal level. So it's awesome to see the support, and I think everyone's buying in. It's great. Yeah, I think they're obviously very proud of us. I think in particular my grandfather, it was his wife who passed away. When I first talked to him about it, he was really excited and really happy that I was willing to do something like this. And he's only ever been down here once to watch a game in the 2 years, and he was trying really hard to get down here for this one, just because it felt that special to him. So I think my family as a whole, especially on my dad's side and my mom's side as well, because the one auntie that has it was on my mom's side. They're very supportive and proud, and are supporting me full. Just having an opportunity like this, obviously we play in front of 10, 11, 12,000 people every night, and the whole community, the whole town, the whole state is behind our hockey team, and just getting them involved, getting the community involved, and bringing even more awareness to a disease that's obviously already got a lot of awareness, with it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is just something that I really wanted to do.
You can donate to the North Dakota Strong campaign by going to undsports.com/ndstrong. Well, we'll answer life's great question as we find out what this panel is looking forward to the most this week. That comes up right after this.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion, Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
Hey UND fans, on Saturday, October 26th, we'll be wearing one-of-a-kind North Dakota hockey jerseys, which will be auctioned off online at UNDsports.com to raise money for breast cancer research. We encourage fans to help us pink the rink by wearing North Dakota Strong t-shirts available at local retailers as we take on the U.S. Under-18 team. Learn more about the fundraiser at UNDsports.com/ndstrong, and see you at the Ralph on October 26th.
North Dakota Volleyball continues their hunt for a Big Sky Conference title with matches against Montana and Montana State this week at the Betty.
Welcome back. All right, let's figure out what the panel's looking forward to this coming weekend. You've got a little home men's hockey, you've got a little home volleyball. What do you guys think?
Well,
what's tripping your trigger, Paul?
I'm looking at volleyball this weekend, Thursday and Saturday night. Well, actually Saturday afternoon, but you look at it, Montana State. Let's see if North Dakota can get right back on track, basically after dropping one here to end the first half of the Big Sky Conference season. I look at it being critical matches to kind of get that momentum going back in the right direction again against Montana on Thursday night and Montana State on Saturday afternoon. So I'm looking at UND volleyball. I'm looking at that first and foremost. We'll see if they can get going in the right direction again.
ND Strong, wear your pink Thursday night. Brad?
I'm looking forward to following the football game on Saturday. I think these two teams rank top 2 in turnovers in the league. So whether each team,
why don't you take it?
It's going to be entertaining. I think one way or another.
I'd say the hockey exhibition. It might be a chance to see some guys we haven't seen yet this year and see where they might fit in the lineup in the future.
I'm thinking of the football game as well. I just want to see him go out. I want to see him compete, I think is what would be interesting, because it's been a rough week for Coach Mussman and the football team and their staff and coaches. And I just want to see him go out and compete against Portland State. I don't think you necessarily have to win the game, but I think the compete level has to be there, which I'm not sure was there last week, guys.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch this weekend for sure.
Now remember, if you'd like to donate to the North Dakota Strong campaign, you can do so by going to undsports.com/ndstrong. And join us for a new episode of UND Insider Weekly next Wednesday. You can catch the episode at 8 o'clock on undsports.com and Friday at 5:30 on Midco Sportsnet.